Hey everyone, welcome back to White Sparrow Living, Luke 12:6. I'm Wendy, and today we're doing some Dollar Tree DIYs for your Christmas home decor. If you like these projects, don't forget to give them a thumbs up, comment, let me know what you think, and now, without further ado, let's get started. For this Dollar Tree DIY, I'm using some clothes hangers and a round hello sign. I actually needed 8 of these hangers, so you'll need 1 pack plus 2 extra hangers. So the first thing I did was took my wire cutters and I'm just going to cut off those 2 side pieces, and then I cut off the big hook. And then I'm going to go back in and measure all of my hangers about 5 inches up from the first corner. And once I measured the first one, I just set my next one on top of that and then just made a pencil mark in the same place. And I'm cutting it at an angle so that I can have a little bit of a platform for my round piece to sit on. That'll make sense in a second, but I'm just going to cut that down. And then I went in, I don't know, like maybe 1/4 of an inch, just enough to give it a little gap so that my piece of wood can fit in between there. So once I got everything cut, I'm going to take some nylon zip ties and put all of my pieces together. Now it looks like a hot mess here, but once you get it all nice and separated, then you'll just tighten those zip ties to keep them in place. And I did one at the top and then one toward the bottom. Now you'll still have some ability to move them around if something gets messed up or out of place, so they don't have to be completely perfect at this point. So now I'm going to take my wood round, and I just pulled off the sweet little bow and then tried to get the hello words off intact, but that didn't happen. So my granddaughter had to help me hold this while I heated it up and got that glue a little bit looser, and I was able to pull it off with my Cricut spatula. So then we're going to take off the hanger from the back side and the sticker, and then I just had Cadence sand that down for me. Now I know you know how to do this, but I just like watching her hands. They're so stinking cute. Now I'm going to take my chippy brush and some white chalk paint and just distress that wood round on the top. You're not going to see the bottom, so I didn't really do much to that. I did do a little bit, but it's not going to be seen. It's too close to the bottom. And I'm just going to slide it in between those 2 little gaps in my hangers. And then once I get them in place, I'm going to flip it over and then just go crazy with the hot glue and get those pieces to stay in place. And once that glue completely dries, it stays snug as a bug in a rug, and it's pretty solid and doesn't move around. Then I took a star that's actually a candle holder. I'm going to take off that bottom piece and eventually poke it into the top, and that's going to become the star of our tree. So I wanted to use this little red truck ornament and put this on the platter, but it wasn't fitting because of those little arms that are holding the top part down. So I just cut a couple of those off. And then to cover it, I'm just going to use some greenery. Now this greenery is from Walmart, and you'll see some Dollar Tree greenery, but I'm just going to tuck some into that top hole with my star and then around the center pole that we attached all together. And I'll keep that secure with some more zip ties. And this will all be covered up with my trees and some more greenery. And then for under my star, I'm going to make a perky bow using this polka-dot burlap ribbon from the Dollar Tree, as well as their sweet striped ribbon. And I just put one on top of the other and then attach that at the top. And then I'm going to glue my tails to the sides and give them little pleats along the way down. So now I'm going to start adding my Dollar Tree bottle brush trees, and I'm going to place those in between those little forks, you know, the plastic parts of the hangers. And then I just mixed up the colors and the shape and the sizes or the height. And then I went to place my little red truck in there, and I just thought he looked a little too plasticky, and I didn't really love the red with this piece because my ribbons and bows were all in the neutral colors. So as my late aunt used to say, and I've told you this before, plastics are like undergarments, necessary but should never be seen. So I went ahead and painted my truck with my white chalk paint, as well as the a little tree in the back and then glued him back in there. And then I was able to place him in the front of all my trees, and he fits snug as a bug in a rug. And here it is, all finished, and I love how this turned out. I think this is adorable, and I think the bottoms look like hairpin legs, but Michael J said he could totally tell they were hangers, which I think is kind of cool. But he suggested putting on a skirt. So tell me what you guys think. What I did is I found one of Dollar Tree's little farmhouse mini skirts, and so I'm just gonna take it, and I think they're so cute as it is, but I just folded it into quarters and then cut out that circle to make it bigger so that it would fit underneath the wood piece of my base. And so here it is. This is Michael J's version, but I really do love it too. Every now and then he has some pretty good input on some of my projects. But either way, I love them both. I love that they're hangers. It makes me laugh, but I hope you guys like it too. Today I am teaming up with my sweet friend and sister in Christ, Linda, and if you're coming over from her channel, welcome, and I'm so happy you're here. Now, we collaborate pretty often, but if you are not subscribed to her channel, what are you waiting for? That's what she says at the beginning of all her videos. I just crack myself up. But she is so close to hitting a huge milestone of 50,000 subscribers, and I would just love if you could help push her over that number. She has a loyal disciple's heart and always ends her videos with scripture and encouragement. We were talking about why she hasn't taken a break in so long, and she said someone might need the little bit of Jesus she shares, and that could be the only Jesus that they get. Isn't that just the heart of a saint? I just love her so much. Oh yeah, and did I mention she's an amazing crafter? Anyway, please head on over as soon as you're done here and give her some well-deserved love. That video will be linked in the description box below. So I found these 3 trees at the Dollar Tree, and I just love the sagey green color that they had. So I couldn't find anything else that could possibly match, so I did find these dish towels and washcloths, found an oven mitt. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. And even though I'm not using these colors in my decor, I like showing you guys different options and different colors just so you can see that you don't have to use the traditional colors and just open that palette up and use whatever you want. So Dollar Tree has 70 different types of bells, and I thought this one was really pretty and would be perfect for this project because it looks like, to me, it looks like a dress or a skirt, and so we're going to be making an angel. So I'm going to be painting it white with my white chalk paint, and I decided to leave the top little handle on so that I could just hold it while I was painting, but then I'm going to end up leaving it on and realized it looks exactly like a halo, so it works perfectly for this project. So to knock down the gold of my pure gold acrylic paint, I added a little bit of French linen acrylic paint, and then I used my wire cutters to take the little ornament holder off of there and just painted that with that pretty soft gold. So now I'm going to take my washcloths and I just cut off the tag, and then I'm going to do an accordion fold so that I have the seams at the same ends on both sides once I get done. So as you can see here, both of my seams are facing up, and then I'm just going to fold it in half and then take a chenille stem, stick it right through the middle, and then twist that up so that it's nice and tight. And I'll do that with the second washcloth as well. And these come in a pack of 5, so you would be able to make 2 angels from 1 pack. So now I'm going to take that extra chenille stem and wrap it around the neck of my angel, and I want to make sure that my washcloths are behind the halo because there's an open part, so there's a front side and a back side. Now I'm taking a glittery white ornament and I just popped the top off and then added hot glue and stuck that little piece right into the hole that's at the top of the bell. Now I'm taking some polka dotted linen ribbon from burlapfabric.com, and I'm just going to make a sweet little bow and cut the edges at an angle and then attach that to her neck. I wanted to keep this pretty simple and didn't add any greenery or anything else because I just think the wings are so pretty and I wanted that to be center stage. And here she is, all finished. I just love her so much, and she was so simple. You saw that probably took me, I don't know, about 5 minutes once the paint dried, and it just is so pretty. Once you see the whole vignette, it'll be all coordinating and beautiful. I love it, and I hope you like it too. For this next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm taking these brass wreath rings. I cannot say that. I'm just going to attach those together and see which side doesn't have the little crease or the weld together, so I don't want that showing. And then I'm just taking some lamb's ear from Walmart and some Dollar Tree frosty Christmas greenery. And then I had only one stem of this pretty gold glittery stuff. I don't use this too terribly often because it just sheds so much, but this was the last one I had. So I'm just going to cut those down, and I'm making two sides, one pointing one way and one pointing the other. And once I get it all positioned how I want it, I'm going to take my zip tie and wrap it around the middle to keep it all together. And then I'm going to put it at the bottom of my rings, letting each one of them, it goes small, medium, and large. I'm just going to keep it the way it is and then attach it with more zip ties at the bottom. And then I'll turn it over and do some on the sides to keep them going around that curved edge. And then once it's all in place, tightened and secured, just cut off that excess zip tie. So I had two different types of ribbon that I was thinking of using. I couldn't make up my mind, but the white one from the Dollar Tree, when I pulled it out, it had like this neon poisonous antifreeze gold around the edge, so I didn't want to use that. So instead I'm using this really pretty beige linen ribbon, and it has gold on the outside. I don't know if you can see it here. So I'm just going to fold that over a few times and then make a big loop so I have nice long tails, and then I'll cut teeny tiny slits in the middle and then wrap a chenille stem around it and get that all tightened up. Cut apart my tails and then start foofing out my loops. And just to show you, I've had people ask, I'm doing left to right, just move those apart and then go up, down. So it's alternating on each of your loops, and then do the other side, and you should get a perfectly beautiful little perky bow. And then I'm going to take that extra chenille stem and attach that right in the middle of all of my greenery. And then I'm going to dovetail the edges of my tails and then stick that through, or okay, vice versa. I'm going to stick it through first and then I'll dovetail my ends. So as I said, I was trying to find all throughout the Dollar Tree anything that would match our little sagey green vignette, and so I did find this pretty little sign, and it had the buffalo check in the red and black, but I'm tucking it back there, so a little of it showing is not really going to bother me. So to attach it, I'm going to pull over the hanger and just hot glue the end and then cover it with some ribbon so that it stays nice and secure. And here's the finished product. I think this is so pretty. I am in love with that little green truck, and I hope partially covered wreaths stay in style for a while because it does save on your supplies. But I love this, and I hope you like it too. For this project, we're using a styrofoam cone, a candlestick, and a dishcloth in that same pretty color. And so I'm just going to wrap my styrofoam cone and get it all cut down so that I can get it covered all the way and also over the top. So I'm going to hot glue that first so that when I wrap it around and then cut it off, you'll just see the green. I cover this up too, but in case anything's peeking out, you don't see any styrofoam. It's kind of like plastic. So I'm just going to hot glue everything, and at the end where it comes together in the back, I'm going to fold that over so that we have a clean edge, hot glue that down, and then hot glue it onto the back. And then I'm going to take my scissors and cut off the excess fabric around the top, and then on the bottom I'll cut that down as well and then make little slits all the way around so that I can hot glue that down and it's nice and flat for when it goes onto our candlestick. So now I'm taking this pretty gold star and I'm taking the whole topper and everything and just hot gluing it. This is when a smaller hot glue gun comes in handy because that's a really small space. And then I'll gob on my glue to attach my candle holder to my tree. Then I'm going to take some of the frosty tips of my greenery and attach that right under my star. And then I'm going to use 3 different kinds of ribbon, including that polka-dotted burlapfabric.com ribbon, and I'm just going to fold those over in thirds and then tie it in the middle with a piece of string and then foof out all my loops and cut my edges. And then I'll attach it to the top of my tree with that excess string and then come back around and tie it as well. So I have these tags from Walmart, and these were actually gifted to me from a sweet viewer named Robin. And I'm going to take my white paint pen, and on the back I'm going to write "Joy to the World." And I just took my string and tied a knot into the jute twine that the little tag is hanging on. And at the end of my strings I'm going to pull a Linda, and I'm going to feed on a couple of wooden beads, tie a knot, and let those hang down. And here it is all finished, and I love this tree so much. Yes, it's a dish towel, but it doesn't matter. You can use anything to cover these guys. I love this so much, and I hope you like it too. For this Dollar Tree DIY, I'm using 4 glittery gold frames, 2 more of those washcloths, and a 3D wood nativity set. So the first thing I did was painted my Joseph, Mary, and Jesus, and I actually painted the 3 wise men, but they got kind of cut, so we're just going to use Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. And I painted those with my white chalk paint, and I'm going to take apart all of my frames, including the mat, and just get all of that out of there. I'm also going to take the kickstand off by bending it back and forth, and that'll just come right out. And then take my washcloth and cut it down to the size of my board, a little bit larger so that it kind of overhangs and you can get it nice and tight, and then replace the backing. And then I took all 4 of my frames, and I'm just going to make, you know, our farmhouse window that you always see in so many projects. And I'm going to take my E6000 and some hot glue and some super large tongue depressors, or craft sticks, I guess. Tongue depressors, that sounds kind of gross and it makes me think of the dentist. But we're going to attach that to the back so that they stay all together. So now I'm going to take my nativity set and I'm just going to use the same E6000 and hot glue mixture and attach those to the top right hand frame. Well, for you it's the bottom left right now, but I'm going to put them right in the center of my frame, and I just love how pretty this white looks on top of this greeny color. I still don't know what to call it. I guess sage green, seafoam green. Well, seafoam green, that takes us back to the 80s, I think, but you get the idea. It's just so pretty and soft. Now I'm going to take my paint pen in white and I'm just going to write "O Night Divine" in some cursive handwriting. If you don't want to do this in your own handwriting, of course you can cut it out on your cutting machine, or if you don't have that, you can print it out on your printer, put it behind the glass, and then just trace over it. And then it looks like it's handwritten, but it's also really pretty. I don't know why I didn't do that. And then to give it some more Christmas cuteness, I'm just going to attach some Christmas greenery, poke in some white furry berries at the top, and then I'll make another perky bow for the middle in that same ribbon so that everything's coordinated. And then I found this wooden easel at the Dollar Tree in the Crafter's Square. This is going to be perfect for this project, and I'm just going to set it right on top of that. And here it is, all finished, and I am absolutely crushing on this color. It's a little too late in the season for anyone to change their colors if you wanted to move to something like this. But remember, the big humongous sales are coming up, so I know a lot of you will be out shopping for your Christmas decorations this year so that you can use them next year. So this would be a great color to change to or add to your Christmas decor. This would also be really pretty if you added pink in here. It was all I could do not to add the pink because I just wanted to show you this pretty color. But I love it and I hope you like it too. I hope you enjoyed these projects, and if you did, don't forget to give them a thumbs up, comment, let me know what you think. Don't forget to check out Linda's video, let her know I sent you. Remember the reason for the season. I hope everyone has a blessed day, and remember to always be the light.